All right, good morning, everybody. So we just had our little beach walk, and as always, there's tons of inspiration that shows up. Beautiful day here after a very, very rainy, yucky day yesterday. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about intuition. It's so much a part of what we do here on the channel. And, you know, one of the things that I'm hoping that I'm putting out there enough is that the readings I do, the channeling I do, obviously will resonate with people, but also will help you understand that that's an indicator of your own intuition and some of the things that can really stop you being intuitive about yourself. And, you know, we talk about these in the classes, when I do intuitive classes, which I will do, you know, helping open to channel and things like that. Some of the things that can really stop you are your intellect. Some of y'all are too smart, okay? So, and the reason I say that is that it's impossible to be intuitive while you're thinking at the same time, which is why when little kids are out playing and running around and you know, just doing creative tasks, that's when inspiration can show itself. And that's the same for adults. It has no age limit on that exercise, okay? So the more you can get out of because thinking is just processing, right? Your brain is a processor. It's not really, the knowledge isn't really in there. It's up in the cloud, okay? It's coming from another place. Charlie's being jingly this morning. And it's coming from another place. And so the more you can access your higher mind, your intuitive mind, the more you get past the things that are already in the memory bank, already in your intellect. In other words, things you already know, okay? Things you already know from experience, from your life experience. And the idea of meditation and journaling and any of these exercises tarot that we talk about is designed to get you past your intellect, okay? Get you past it and over into the place of higher knowing, connecting to guides, things like that. So some people, I definitely, when I'm doing the tarot classes, people are like, well, aren't I just making this up? Like, isn't it? And I'm like, well, it kind of feels like that. Yes, I agree with you. It does feel like that, but your imagination is your intuition. So if you're in that space of feeling creative and like you're, you know, sort of in that space of making things up, that's good. It's antithetical to our logical society. Oh, Charlie, stop jingling, please. I'm gonna take off your jingler. Come here, you. So, jingly, there we go. So, in many ways, the more you can get into your expressiveness, what makes you feel like you're not in your brain, okay? That's going to be good. The other thing too is if you're a feeler, right? Because your intuition is your feelings. Your feelings are like, that's right or that's not right. And a lot of people can't get beyond fear, all right? So fear is a pervasive thing that is connected to your logic. It's based in things you already know, right? This is like, don't put your hand on that hot stove because we know by experience that that's going to be painful. So your intuitive sense gets beyond the fear. You have to get beyond the intellect, beyond the fear. These are all things that have been taught to you, okay? You know, you have been acculturated to this idea that logic is king, that your intellect is king and all that stuff. But your intellect is really only processing what is already been experienced. Okay, so I guess that's my larger point. So if you can use any of these tools, creativity, painting, art, dancing, whatever it is to get out of your intellect, that's how you're going to be able to connect with your intuitive higher self. And the tool then to use is a journal. I know Colleen's hating on me for saying this, but I firmly believe that journaling is possibly the most important piece of this, because it's like helping you to remember when you get intuitive hits, when you get things coming your way, write them down, write them down, write them down. Because the other thing, well, there's many things that block your intuition, but the other thing is the cynicism or skepticism or it doesn't work for me or anything like that. And so when you get intuitive hits, just write them down. You don't have to act on anything yet, okay? You don't have to. But if you start seeing a body of work that comes through your creative processing, that comes through when you're open to things, when you're not skeptical or cynical or says it doesn't work for me, my story is telling me that this is not who I am and all this kind of stuff. If you can get beyond that and start writing things down like, oh, I had a feeling that this person was afraid, or I felt this, or, make sure that your editor hit send on that email, make sure that, you know what I mean? Like when stuff like that comes through. Can it be a crossover of your intellect / fear and your intuition? Absolutely, because some of those things are aligned. Sometimes they're aligned, okay? This is messy. This is not a process that is easily box-upable, okay? So when you, box-upable, that's a new word. So when you're in that space of intellect and skepticism and stuff like that, you're closing down the flow. When you're in your creativity and your openness, that's when you're open to your higher self. And one of the biggest blocks to intuitive processing is, am I doing it right? The minute you try to become an A student and do it right, or, it needs to feel a certain way or something like that, you're shutting down the flow. Okay? So I just wanted to share these things with you because blocks to me, even more than all of the good stuff we do, blocks have a way of, it's just like, I get hundreds of beautiful comments, emails, lovely things people are saying to me, sharing with me, gratitude, all this stuff. And you get one negative one and it's like, whoomph, right? It just shuts you right down. So it's the same thing with intuition. You can do all of these beautiful things, all of these creative things, all of these loving and gratitude-filled things. And then, man, one nasty little statement from a person that you may trust or that you may not, who knows, but can really shut you down. So just know that being open and being creative and being in your heart space, in your childlike wonder, that's why inner child work is so important. When the wounded child happens, that's also a block to your intuitive space. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Sorry about Charlie's jingling. Car talk version 2. All right, bye, have a good day.